So before we start on today's session, let's have a look back at our last session where we were learning to tell the time to 5 minutes. Now we can see our clock in front of us and we're being asked the question, what will be the time in 15 minutes? Will it be A, 11:15, B, 11:20, C, 1:10, or D, 16 minutes past 11? Now in order to answer this, think about what we learnt last time, those sentence strands that we looked at. So the hour hand is between this hour and that hour. It is after this hour, but before that hour. That tells me the hour I'm working with. Then the minute hand is pointing to which number. How many minutes does that represent? Once you've found the time, then counting on the extra 15 minutes is probably the simple part. So that question before we pause the video and you come up with your answer. What will be the time in 15 minutes? Will it be A, 11:15, B, 20:11, C, 1:10, or D, 16 minutes past 11? So pause the video and come up with your answer, and join me when you're ready. So let's begin answering this by finding out the time. Well, the clock shows between 11 and 12 hours. So that means we're after 11 hours but before 12 hours. So it must be 11 something. When we look at our minutes and we can see that we're pointing to the number 1. Well, the 12 will give us 0 minutes and the 1 will give us 1 lot of 5. So that means we're looking at 5 past 11. Then we're going to count on another 15 minutes. So I've jumped 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and 15 minutes. So we know that it's going to be 11 something, and in this case we've got 11:05, 11:10, 11:15, 11:20. We've got 20 past 11. Well done for your work on that one. Now in this lesson we're going to be telling the time using minutes past and minutes to, using a 12-hour analog clock, and this is going to help us to be able to read and describe times to the nearest minute. So let's open our textbook and see what our first problem's about. And we can see that our first question relates to our tourist picture of people standing round by the House of Parliament and Big Ben. Question 1 asks us, how many minutes past 10 was this photo taken? So in order for us to think about answering this question, we've got to think about what time does the clock actually show. So what do the hands mean on this clock? And can we use that to calculate the time? So again, use our sentence stems of the hour hand is between this hour and that hour. It's after this hour but before this hour. And then our knowledge of the minutes, where we can count in groups of 5 to find out how many minutes past that hour the minute hand is showing. However, make sure you're counting every minute, because this time we're not just going to land on one of those numbers, we're going to be landing in between, and you'll be able to notice some divisions in that. But once you've answered that first question, how many minutes past 10 was this photo taken, think about that time. Is there another way that we can say the same time but in a different way? So those questions once again, how many minutes past 10 was this photo taken? Looking at the clock on Big Ben to help. And question 1b, is there another way of saying this same time? So now pause the video and give that a go and come and join me when you're ready to talk through your strategy. And let's start with question 1a. How many minutes past 10 was this photo taken? So for this question we're given the information that we are working on 10 hours, whether that's in morning or evening we're not told, because we're asked how many minutes past 10 was this photo taken? So if we know the hours are 10, it's only the minutes that we're going to be interested in. So we've got to try and work out these. Now, looking at that clock face, we can see that they have 60 minutes in 1 hour. And if you remember from our last session, we said that each one of those numbers, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, was a jump of 5 minutes. So that allows us to use our skills to be able to work out how many minutes past 10 we're looking at. So in this case we can count on in 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then we can count on the rest. Or we could use our other strategy, which is, well, we know we've gone past 6, so that's 6 lots of 5, 6 times 5 equals 30, and then count on the rest. And this is where we just need to do that closer counting to give us the 31, 32, 33. So this gives us an answer of 33 minutes past 10. Now for question 1a, we're told how many minutes past 10 was this photo taken? Well, it was 33 minutes past 10. And the question now is there another way of saying the same time? And this is where we get that language we talked about earlier on, where we're thinking about the minutes past and the minutes to. So now we know that we're 33 minutes past 10 o'clock. The next hour we're going to get to is 11. So my question now is how many minutes to 11 are we? And if we're remembering back to the idea of counting on in fives and counting back in fives, we can start with the idea of 12 for the minute hand being 60, and then we're going to subtract 5 for each number. So we subtract 5 minutes to get to 11, another 5 minutes to get to 10, another 5 minutes to get to 9, another 5 minutes to get to 8, another 5 minutes to get to 7. So to get to 7, we're going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. 5 times 5 is 25, and then we're counting back 2 more. So we're saying that we're 27 minutes to 11 o'clock. And we can represent that on a straight number line. All a clock really is a circular number line that goes on and on and on and on. And we're counting in groups of 60. This number line, we start at 60 and we're going to count back 1 lot of 5, 2 lots of 5, 3 lots of 5, 4 lots of 5, 5 lots of 5 to give us 25, and then 1 lot of 2. So we've got 60. Take away 27, which gives us 33. So we're 27 minutes until the next hour. So for this question, we can see that we can tell the time as 33 minutes past 10 or 27 minutes to 11. Both are going to tell me the exact same time.